Hello, friends, and welcome back. It's Gone Solo Troika. I'm Royce Rosewood, your host and storyteller. So I'm so glad that we could all be back here again and follow up on what is going to happen. So, in our last episode, our heroes headed into God's Reign, and Dragog got a very chilly reception from Dozence, the leader. Dragog had left God's Reign when he was very young, and Dozence was disappointed to lose his talent in her small village. They went into the Frost Lair. They got a whole bunch of villagers that showed up who wanted to help them, so we have this massive party now. Circa went with them too. They found evidence of Ogrepush and the whatever ritual or experiment he's trying to do here, turning God's Reign into some sort of, the whole thing is some sort of giant experiment. Pointage did eat one of the growing mushrooms to knock down an obstacle. They found the lost salamanders. They found some cool treasure globes, and then at the very end of the episode they found Magnaza and T-Gem frozen over in ice and freed them, and they have now also joined the party. So massive party. We've got 4 main characters, we've got 6 villagers, we've got 2 helpers, T-Gem and Circa, not to mention the salamanders. Jeezy crazy. We got so much going on. So a couple of bookkeeping things. I had this table for all the things we could run into in the Frost Lair, and we sort of ran into all the positive things. And so I've condensed down what's left, and it's almost all bad things now. So that's just how the dice rolled out. I decided that they had a total of 6 growing mushrooms. That seemed reasonable, and they used 1, so now they're down to 5. I have been keeping track of the time limit on pointage, so we're going to start rolling for that to see if that wears off. And also I gave Magnaza back some of her luck, just because she didn't really get a full rest because she was frozen, but I just wanted to give her a fighting chance, so I gave her half luck. She's at 4. Just in case. So that is all. We're going to pick up where we left off and head back into the Frost Lair. Only bad stuff left, or mostly. It's going to get crazy. Here we go. All right. So the party rescued Magnaza and T-Gem, flying off, recovering due to the healing poison that Coldbone was able to brew up. So they're not in great shape, but they're feeling okay. And they are heading in, and they are ready to see whatever they find next. So what do they find next? We are rolling on our little table here. 6. Okay, so this is an icy wind. So as they head down this corridor, this twisting tube of ice, this tunnel of ice with branches and leaves all frozen in it and sometimes sticking out. They come to sort of a smaller place where it's frozen over much more, and they're blasted with this wind that comes in, and it's so cold. So what we're going to do is we're going to have them each test luck, and if they fail, they will take damage. Oh, well, let's just roll for a weapon or whatever. Okay, 34, equal to a staff. Okay. So, did a bunch of rolls. Basically, Magnaza took some damage and is now lower. Pointage took some damage, but he's huge, so he still got plenty of stamina. And T-Gem and Circa both took damage. So basically, the people who were already damaged took damage, and then Circa took some damage. All the villagers passed, so they're obviously used to this wind. So the cold, icy wind comes through, and the ones who are already weakened oh, they're feeling the ice in their heart, they're feeling the ice in their bones, and it's just slowing them down and it's just draining them. Pointage does take some blasts to the face. He's very large, right? So he's taking that, and then Circa, maybe part of her covering that makes her look like a human comes off, and now she's got like an exposed shoulder or something, and maybe like part of the neck, and so she looks like part mechanical, although worrying, and the pistons are exposed. So, all right, so that took out some things. Let's see if Pointage's growth mushroom wears off. It does. Okay, so he's back down, so he'll go back into his normal stamina. The time has passed. They've spent enough time in the previous rooms that now it's been an hour, and he shrinks back down to normal size. All right, well, let's keep going. So I rolled Icy Wind already, so I could either roll again or roll like on a story cube to see what happens. Let's do that. That's more interesting. Let's see what we get. Something we were not expecting. Okay, it's raining. Okay, or snowing. So maybe they head in through this next passage, and maybe somehow they've come up sort of on top of the tree. They've been going up and down and looping around. So they come up, and so there's a place where the sun is melting the ice, so it's dripping down on them. Does this do anything, or is it just annoying? Maybe as it comes down, it turns into snow, right? And there's like snow drifts, and they've got to get through them somehow. It's like a big obstacle. What do they got? Pointage could just eat another mushroom and then sort of clear a space for everyone. So Goldbone is going to give Pointage another one of the mushrooms, and he's going to go back up to where he was. Woo! And we'll start the timer on that again. And then with his strength, yes, he's able to dig out a path. And he's like, I like being giant. I'm so used to being the smallest one in the room, but now I am huge and unstoppable. He's really enjoying this those growing mushrooms. He's had 2 already. Great. So he goes through, he's able to dig out a path through the snowdrifts, and they continue on. All right. What's next? 5, a split passage. So they come out of the snowdrifts, and then maybe they are coming back down, and the path sort of winds around, and now it spreads off in 2 directions, and they're going to need to figure out which direction they want to go. Goldbone's got pretty good sneak, so she could go off ahead and try to figure out what's down one of the paths. We'll just go down the left path. She's going to say, all right, everybody stay here. I will, I'll go down this path, see if I can sneak and not be detected by if anything's down there, and so I can see what's down there. All right. So she's going to try to roll under 6 for her sneak. She does not make it. Does she want to burn some luck? No, we're going to keep the luck. So she's not sneaky, so whatever's in this room has the possibility of seeing her, detecting her. So what is in this left passage? Oh, that's just the story cube. Something unexpected. Okay. Something being hurt. Trapped, so there's maybe there's not anything that can detect her, but it's just full of like icicles. Yeah. It's just all sharp icicles. It's just be really hard to get around. Okay, so she comes around back. She said, okay, just a bunch of icicles that way. I'll go check out the other one. And she's already failed her sneak, so I won't let her roll again. But since we've already crossed off 3 of our options, I'm going to start rolling now on a D3. Okay, so we're gonna, one of the things that's left down the other side. Okay, 3. It's Ogrepush. She's not being sneaky. She goes along down, and same kind of similar situation. There's a large open space, and he's got some sort of ritual on. All the wires from all over the tree are sort of connected into little boxes, and some of them have bubbling potions, and some of them have like sort of whirring gadgets, but they're all connected, and they're like on a big ring. And he's doing his thing. So she's not sneaky, but does Ogrepush notice her? Oh, he sure does. So here's what's going to happen. We are going to go into combat, but it's just Ogrepush and Goldbone. Goldbone is going to have to call out if she wants help, and it's going to take time for them to get there. So we've got Ogrepush. He's got an initiative of 3. So 3 white cubes going in the bag. And Goldbone we're going to put on yellow. Here we go. Who gets to go first? Da 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 da. All right. Goldbone. I'm going to make her use an action to call out and load and draw her crossbow. So that's her penalty for not being sneaky. So she calls out, "He's here! He's here! Everybody get in here! Run, run, run!" And we'll say it takes them... maybe they'll get here at the end of the round. Yeah, so end of round marker, then we'll toss all the other initiatives into the bag. Great. So she calls out. And she goes in. All right, it's Ogrepush. Ogrepush is going to try to cast Shatter. So the question is... I've imagined that Goldbone is quite young. Maybe even as young as like 10. I know we haven't really established that, but in my mind, I've just sort of been thinking of her as quite young and quite small, we've established. So the question is she smaller than an umbrella? Because that's relevant for this spell. Okay, yes, she is smaller than an umbrella, says our dice. So that means Ogrepush can cast Shatter on her. But if she fails her luck roll, she's going to shatter into 1,000,000 pieces. So she's feeling pretty good that she kept her luck. She needs to roll under 10. Woo! That's 9. Ogrepush wildly gesticulates, but she's able to dodge out of the way, and right where she wasn't, and it's insect themed, so like maybe there's just like it's like a whole bunch of wasps just go poof, and just burst out, but she's able to dodge and roll out of the way, and Ogrepush says, "Oh, for the last time, stop messing with my plan." All right, can Goldbone make it to the end of the round? Ah, yes, it's the end of the round, which means everybody else shows up. All right, so we've got Magnaza on red, 2 cubes. We've got Dragog on green, 2 cubes. We'll put Pointage on blue. He's still massive at this point, right? Okay, we've got our 6 villagers. I made some purple dots. There we go. We've got T-Gem. He's on a pink dot. I know I gave him 2 initiative cubes last time, but I'm saying we've got plenty of initiative. We're fine. That because of his weakened state, maybe he's only got 1. And then we've got 1 silver dotted cube, and that's for Circa because she's a robot, right? Okay, so here we go. All right, we are confronting Ogrepush. All right, who's up? It's a villager. All right, villager is going to take aim with the pistolet and fire at Ogrepush. So, roll versus... Okay, we got 5 plus 6. We've got 6 plus 10. Now, Ogrepush is able to just step out of the way for being sort of old and deformed. He's quite agile, like a little grasshopper. He sort of hops out of the way. Who's next? It's White Cube. It's Ogrepush. Ogrepush sees that he is clearly outmatched. And so he is going to use a turn to summon the Frostbug. So he calls upon arcane energies, and there's this sound, sort of this buzzing sound that goes... And in the distance, in the tunnel beyond, the Frostbug is on his way. And because fair is fair, end of the round... Ogrepush gets his reinforcements as well. That's how we're going to do it. That's just what I'm coming up with in this moment. All right, it's another villager. Going to take a shot with pistolet. All right, that's 7 plus 6 versus 6 plus 10. Nope, misses again. All right. Now Ogrepush has a chance to do something. A huge, thick cloud of black butterflies appear all around him, blocking him, and nothing that he doesn't want to get through the barrier doesn't. So now he is fully protected. Okay, wall of power lasts for 12 minutes. That's good to know. All right, who's next up? All right, another villager. Can't do anything, but maybe moves down to, test the barrier. Can't get in. Circa is going to get in front of Magnaza and Tijim and hold up her shield and protect them. Magnaza is going to... let's see. She's going to try to pull out one of her pocket gods. And she fails... So it takes her whole action to do that. So she's going to pull out one of her pocket gods, which is one of the... We'll talk about that if she gets to go again. All right. Another villager moves into place. Thrilling combat. Another villager. Okay, so they're sort of like surrounding the area. All right. There's the end of the round cube. So now the Frostbug shows up. So we're going to put in 2 more cubes for that Frostbug. Everyone's been sort of like getting into place. They hear the rumbling, and then creeping through the passage, this giant white, sort of grubby, frost bearded bug comes in and screeches. Whee! And here we go. We're in it. We're doing it. Who's up? All right, we've got a villager. One of the villagers turns and aims the pistolet at the Frostbug. Frostbug has an advantage of 3. But the villager rolls double 6s, and that is a mighty blow. So that is double damage from the pistolet. All right. Which also ignores 1 point of armor. Okay, so it will be reduced by 2 because the Frostbug has an unbelievable armor of 3. Okay, so that's 2. So that's 4 damage to the Frostbug, bringing it down to 8. So the villager turns and says, "This is for what you did to my family!" And take a shot off the pistolet, and it lodges in the armor of the Frostbug, and you can see it recoil, and it goes... And they were able to do it. Great. All right, another villager inspired to do the same thing. All right, so this one's got 8 plus 6, which is 14, but that matches the Frostbug. Oh, no. So it slightly beats. Okay, great. So they're also able to get off. Oh, they just roll a 1, though, so they're only able to do 2 damage. We are getting there. These villagers are, man, they're not messing around. Okay, Magnaza's up. So last time she was able to pull out her pocket god. Pocket gods are little cloth puppets made in the image of numerous gods. If you whisper a secret to one and throw it away, you regain 1 luck. What is Magnaza's secret? So she's been frozen in the ice, and this has hardened her resolve, either to continue to hunt wizards or to pursue her true passion of dance. So which one is it? Yes is wizards, no is dance. Okay. So she whispers her little secret and says, I'm done with hunting wizards. I just want to go dance. And she, with a sort of a twirl, tosses it away. And she does regain a little bit of luck. Good job, Magnaza. Keep it up. All right, we've got Circa up. Circa doesn't have any range weapons, and she's protecting Magnaza and Tejim right now. So she's going to say, she's going to overhear that secret. And it sort of, she sort of takes it in and says, maybe I don't have to be afraid anymore. Maybe if we can all just do the things that we truly want to do. Maybe I don't have to be afraid of being a robot. I just want to be a blacksmith. And she's inspired. She's just thinking, we're not fighting the Frostbug. But there are other things that are happening that are important too. All right, yellow. Goldbone's up. She is going to take aim with her crossbow and fire at the Frostbug. Oh, oof. That's a fumble. Maybe we'll just roll with this because it's interesting. I don't think you usually do this on ranged, but the crossbow bolt aims at the Frostbug's mouth, and the Frostbug shoots ice at it and turns it into a huge icicle, which goes directly back at Goldbone. 4 damage, taking her down to 12, and she's knocked back. Okay, we've got Tejim. Tejim gonna be an idiot. He's at 1 stamina. Yeah, I mean he's that's just who he is. He sees his compatriots fighting his fellow villagers that he has sworn to protect, and he steps out from behind Circa's shield, and he looks bad. He is a little bit blue. He's a little bit frozen over. He's bedraggled, and he's dragging his sword. But in a moment, he collects all his strength and says, "For God's rain!" And again, he runs down the slope with his sword out and says, "Ah!" and slashes at the Frostbug. This is a very bad and stupid thing to do, but all right. He's got 5. The Frostbug has 4, but has the higher skill, which means the Frostbug gets a hit on Tejim. Yep. So once again, irrepressible Tejim has all his might, and the Frostbug just blasts him with his eye, and he's just totally frozen over. He's frozen in that pose. He's and he is frozen over. Possibly for real this time. There's only so much I can do for him. All right, blue is up. Pointage And Pointage is massive, right? Is he just gonna... Yeah, he's gonna use his fist fighting. He's gonna go up and try to punch the Frostbug. All right, so 7 and 9. All right. Oh, but unfortunately, the Frostbug is able to get damage in on Pointage. Fortunately, he's got double stamina. Ooh, 20 damage to Pointage. But he's got 30. That knocks it down to 10. Oh my god. So, he goes up and he's wrestling with the Frostbug. He's that's this giant thing, but the Frostbug just takes like a huge bite, just goes and like slams him against the wall, and everything shakes, and bits of snow rain down. Oh, he's like a big hit, but he's got that mushroom. So, woof. Oh man, this is wild. This is just wild. All right, and the Frostbug's back up. What's it gonna do? It's taken the most damage from these villagers, so I think it's gonna try to use its icy blast on them, and maybe we'll say it's kind of a ranged attack. But there's like 3 or so down by the dome of butterflies. So we'll say he'll try to hit all of them. Okay, so that's 9, so they have to roll 18. Oh, I think that's just going to hit all of them. Unless one of them rolls a... Okay. So it's rolling its Ice Blast. Ooh, and that's 10 damage. Ooh, that's going to take out 3 of them. So... It fires its Ice Blast at where it's been getting hit with bullets. It's actually been damaging it, and just totally wipes out these 3 villagers. They're just blasted away into the ice. You can't even almost see them. How much ice is covering over them? Oof. Okay, well that was a hit. Things were looking pretty good, but we haven't been able to get a hit in a while, and we just lost 3 villagers. Oh goodness. All right, who's up? Dragog. Right. Well, Dragog doesn't, isn't much of a fighter, but is going to eat one of those growing mushrooms too. So can he pull it out of the sack? Yes, he's able to pull it out of his sack. And Dragog is going to eat one of the growing mushrooms, and he grows to massive size. And so now he's going to be at 36 stamina. Oh my God. So he eats the growing mushroom and grows up. Just looking around. What an unusual experience I'm having. Oh, this is just nuts. It's just wild. Okay, Frostbug up again. So the Frostbug sees this new opponent and charges at him. All right. So, Dragog is actually going to be able to fight this Frostbug into Stenminch's large beast. So the Frostbug turns and runs at him, and he doesn't have his astrolabe or anything. He's just going to actually just have to like fight with his hands. He says, I am not a fighter, but... and swings him around for 4. So he rolled a 4, but the Frostbug has 3 armor, so that's minus. So the Frostbug only takes 4 damage. Okay, it's down to only 2 stamina. So as the Frostbug charges at... Dragog, he takes a swipe of it, and it really knocks it into the wall, and the Frostbug is like visibly shaken and stirred, but then turns and is still like, Mee! And Dragog is looking at his own hands and sort of wondering, what am I capable of? What do we got? Who's up? Coldbone. She's gonna fire off try to fire off another crossbow bolt. Okay, so she rolled an 8, and that's 8 plus 6 is 14. The Frostbug got a 6. It's 15, so again, the bolt just glances off the armor. All right, who's up next? It's the end of the round. So that means some time has passed, I'm sure. Ogrepush's spell is still viable. I don't think it's been 12 minutes. It's been, who knows how long, but... All right, but everyone's going back in the bag. Okay, red. Magnaz is up. Well, she's got some cover here behind the shield. So she's gonna take a shot with her crossbow. All right, she rolled an 8, but the Frostbug rolled higher, so it's not. Yeah, another one. Ding! Just flinging off these crossbows are not finding the mark. Pointage is up. He's gonna get back up and fist fight this giant bug. Come on, Pointage, you got this. You gotta get a good roll. All right, so that's 9 plus 7, that's 16. And the Frostbug also has 9 plus 7, 16. So it's going to test luck. Oh, does not break the tie. He tests his luck to try to break the tie. That doesn't work. So they're just sort of locked and they're evenly matched, trying to wrestle control of the other one. All right, Frostbug. Well, I guess is going to attack. Is currently engaged with Pointage, so come on, Pointage. All right, so that's 7 plus 7 is 14. 5 plus 9 is again 14. Can he test his luck again? Try to break this tie. Yes! All right. So they're still locked in with each other, and Frostbug is trying to push the advantage. But Pointage is able to get in a hit. Large beast. Okay, 6 minus the 3. That's okay, that's enough. That's enough. So Pointage is wrestling with the Frostbug, and then is able to kind of like flip it over and like total like wrestling move, just like slam it down, and the Frostbug visibly like breaks and lies limp and sort of deflates a little bit. There's just this huge shake as this giant slammed it into the ground. Pointage looks around and says, "I still know how to destroy." And we have killed the Frostbug! Yes! All right, but Ogrepush is still in his impenetrable wall. But there's a time limit, right? So, I mean, realistically, they're just gonna like surround him and try to wait it out, right? Like, I mean, what else can Ogrepush do? Unless Ogrepush has enough time to finish his ritual while he's protected. And then whatever that does happens. So, well, let's see. Is Ogrepush able to finish his ritual while he's protected? No. But it does start to progress. So everything's whirring, and arcane energy is like crackling along all the wires, and sort of they can sort of feel the whole tree start to like vibrate with this arcane energy. And everybody's looking around, what's going on, and but the wall of power of the butterflies breaks apart. Then they've all got him surrounded. There's something that we need to do before we go any further. So here's my question and our ongoing mystery, and you may suspect what I'm doing here, but do Dragog and Goldbone recognize Ogrepush? Yes. He's been, changed by time. He's been formed by time, but Dragog notices something, and Ogrepush looks like Grinshout. This is the one that they're looking for. Ogrepush was Grinshout. Blah! Here they are. So I've been thinking that one of the wizards that we've been interacting with is Grinshout, and so I didn't know if it was King Olympus. I didn't know if it was Myconet or Ogrepush. We decided it wasn't Myconet because they didn't recognize Grinshout and they'd only seen Myconet first. But now it is Ogrepush. He is the former king of Direprize. Ogrepush looks at them all. Please. I am sure we can come to some sort of reasonable conclusion here. And Dragog says, no. Not after what you've done, not after what you've done to my home, God's reign, and what you've done to the people of Direprize. Should I call you Grinshout? Grinshout the Foolish? And Ogrepush looks at them and says, well, that's a name I've not heard for a long time. Yes, it is I, but there are things that you don't understand, you giant mathemologist, right? Because he's currently huge. There are pieces to this that you can't even possibly comprehend. Dragog looks down and says, try me. And while it would, be real fun to to keep having this conversation, Ogrepush is way outnumbered. He's surrounded, and he tries to do something. He's about to cast a spell, but before he can, do you remember that rope? That rope that's from Direprize? That's from the Ghost Vision that actually made it out? Well, Goldbone's rope sort of lashes out, and it starts to float, and it's like flowing with ghostly energy, and it shoots out and wraps itself around Ogrepush / Grinshout and squeezes him, and in the rope you can sort of hear the wails and screams of all these ghosts of all of the citizens of Direprize that died at his hand, and it's shrieking and squealing, and Ogrepush is like, no, and it wraps him up, and you can see all these ghosts clawing at him and coming out of the rope, and it's tearing him down, and he says, no, and it sucks him down into sort of this invisible ghost pit, and then there's this explosion of ants that goes everywhere, but then they all turn into ash and settle down, and then the huge vibration of the tree settles down as well, and then after a long time, everything is quiet. And they've done it. They've taken some losses, the villagers, and Tijum among them, but they have done it. They've defeated the Frostbug. They've defeated Ogrepush / Grinshout. So, battered, a little cold, they make their way back through the tunnel. They bring Tijum's still frozen body, and there's something different about this freezing. He's not able to be melted. He's not going to be able to get out of this one. Sorry, friend. But as they're heading out, they feel there's dripping that comes down from the frost layer. They can feel it start to thaw, and they get to God's reign and all the people that had the frost plague. The frost plague is starting to melt off. Dozens approaches them, says, "We all know, we can all feel what you have done." Dragog steps forward and says, and at this point they've worn off their giant mushroom effect, right? It's been enough time. And Dragog says, "Well, yes, there were losses," and he mentions the 3 villagers, and then also Tijim here. And Magnaza steps forward and says, "But he was brave to the end. He fought for God's reign, and even though he gave his life, he did it for this home, this village, this tree that he loved." And Dozens sees the frozen over Tijim and says, "He will be his own statue. We will put him here along with memorials of the other villagers who lost their lives. And everyone will remember Tijim, champion of God's reign." All right. Well, I think that is where we're going to stop it for now. Whew. We have resolved some threads. We have defeated the Frostbug. We have avenged the citizens of Diaprise in one fell swoop. So there are still a couple threads that I want to follow up on, but after something like this, I need to reassess our thread list and where all our characters at and where we need to go. So thank you so much for sticking around. If you're enjoying this, like, subscribe, please share with a friend, mention it in groups. That's the best way to get new viewers in, which I really appreciate, and all the really generous comments that have been coming in. Thank you so much. It's been just great. So as always, this is Science Fantasy Awesome, and you're awesome.